Welcome to Cheaters Theater. Over 95% of you watch without subscribing. Please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell. And tell us, where are you watching from? We'd love to know. Let's begin. Monday morning, Maya Keller rolled to the side of the bed and sat with both feet on the floor. Reaching into her nightstand, she grabbed a bottle of water and a couple of aspirin. Wow, what a night. I cannot believe how many people Tessa knows and all the places they have been, Maya thought as she swallowed the aspirin with a sip of water. After another drink, she twisted the cap back on and put the bottle away, knowing she would probably need it again another day. I must be getting used to this. The headache is barely there compared to how bad it used to be, Maya thought as she stood and shuffled toward the bathroom. As she began closing the bathroom door, she glanced back into the room and noticed that only her side of the bed was rumpled. The door caught on something. When she looked down, she saw her black cocktail dress from the night before had been pushed against it, keeping it from closing. She kicked the dress back into the bedroom, shut the door, and headed for the shower. I am glad Aaron has been sleeping on the couch lately. I do not have the energy or patience to argue with him every day, she thought. I do not see why he cannot just let it go. I am only unwinding after a long day. It is no different than when he used to stop by that sports bar early in our marriage. I have only been going out with Tessa for about 7 months, give or take, and thank God he finally stopped pestering me about it. I hope he gets over being stubborn about letting me have a little fun and quits being so salty about it. That is not a very attractive look for him. Tessa is right, he is acting like a spoiled brat. The boys, Nate and Caleb, act older than he does at times, thought Maya as she started the shower. She had slept naked after coming in late last night, or really, early this morning. She had no idea where her bra ended up. Thanks to her floating schedule at work, she could still come in around 9:20 a.m. and not be considered late. Unless she got a big case, she would only have to work until 6:20, unless she also skipped the lunch break that she normally used for the gym. If she did still go to the gym, she might be home around 7:20 at best. Maya finished her shower and stepped out, starting to dry off. She looked over her 5'7" frame with a critical eye. After giving birth to Nathan, who preferred Nate and Caleb, she had filled out a bit more since her college days. Maya knew she had put on at least 15 pounds in the last 9 years. She worked out several times a week and could see light definition in her stomach and legs. She was nowhere near overweight. Still, a few small areas bothered her, and she planned to focus on trimming those next. For the most part, she figured she could still turn heads. Not bad for a wife and mother of 2. She noticed her chest had grown heavier and larger compared to college, likely due to breastfeeding both boys. Her size had fluctuated significantly, jumping by at least 3 sizes at different times, but eventually her slender frame settled into a full, balanced shape. She was a little upset she could not still wear her old skinny jeans, but she had to admit she did not have much to complain about regarding how she filled out at the hips either. Maya gazed at her reflection in the full-length mirror on the back of the bathroom door, a mischievous smile tugging at her lips. Well, if Tessa's friends are anything to go by, I must still have it. As the thought crossed her mind, she realized it had been a long time since her husband, Aaron Miles, had given her a genuine compliment. In fact, it had been a while since he said anything kind at all. These days they barely spoke, mostly to avoid arguments, but his silence felt heavier than ever. Maya had always felt Aaron had to say the nice things he used to say. Lately, it was nice to get some outside validation, just a little something that said others still found her desirable. Continuing to dry off, Maya took great care with her legs. She should schedule a waxing soon. Because she did this often, her legs had a soft, silky look that drew attention. She knew she had caught more than one man looking at them in her short dress last night as she and Tessa parted. Her legs were her real pride and joy. Finishing with her body, she took the time to dry her long black hair. She checked for obvious split ends or damage. Her bright blue eyes missed nothing. All that cigarette smoke really is bad for it, but sometimes that is the price you pay to have a little fun, Maya thought, smiling. Once satisfied, she looked around and noticed Aaron had been in to grab his clothes before she got in the shower. He had likely already taken his shower in the hallway bath and was long gone. He rarely spent real time in her company anymore. He always put the kids on the bus and then dressed for work. I sure hope he gets over this soon because I do miss him, but he is going to have to stop being such a major jerk, thought Maya as she dressed for work. Downstairs, Aaron was nowhere to be seen. He had left coffee in the pot, but had long since stopped leaving her any breakfast. He always fed the kids in the morning, but left her to fend for herself. Still being a prick? I see, you scumsucker. Would it kill you to leave me some eggs or something? Thought Maya, irritated, as she looked for something quick. Slamming a few things around, she threw together something before heading out. Starting the day on an empty stomach after a hangover only made everything harder. As she was fixing a quick bowl of cold cereal, the phone rang. Grabbing it in irritation, she answered, "What?" "I am sorry, do I have the Keller residence?" asked a soft, warm voice. The tone put Maya on alert for no clear reason. "Yes. Who may I ask is calling?" she asked suspiciously. "This is Paige Walters. Is Aaron Miles there?" asked Paige. "No." Maya's answer was flat. "Well, could you have Aaron please give me a call back at his earliest convenience?" "He has my number," said Paige. "What is this regarding?" Maya asked coolly. "I am sorry, I cannot discuss that." "Please give him the message," Paige said before disconnecting. Now Maya was on the warpath. "Why is some 304 calling my husband first thing in the morning?" she thought, finishing her cereal and tossing the bowl into the sink. Hearing it clatter, she looked at the pile of dishes and shook her head. Aaron better get it in gear. First he harps on me about my friend, and now he is letting the house go. He knows he gets home before I do. He better start cleaning up better than he has been, she thought, glancing at the sink before rushing out. If traffic was kind, she could still make it in a touch earlier than planned. At work, the day dragged. Maya was one of the best computer consultants at Rutherford Consulting, a large firm that handled many forms of cyber work, but specialized in background investigations for companies and government agencies. If there was anything to find, Rutherford usually found it. Maya was valued for her analytical mind and outside-the-box approach. She could dig up information quickly from many sources. She also had an eidetic-leaning memory for numbers if she heard one. She organized it mentally and recalled it later. Handy for dates and research. She decided to skip her gym lunch and spend it looking into who Paige Walters was. Recalling the phone number from memory, Maya used her break to research Paige. With only a few public sites, Instagram and LinkedIn, she quickly found a lot. Paige was a young woman, just barely 25. In her photos, Paige had short honey blonde hair, blue eyes, and a dusting of freckles across her nose. As much as Maya hated to admit it, Paige was very cute. No, to be honest, a stone-cold fox. Nothing grated on one attractive woman more than admitting another was light years out of her league. But why was Paige interested in her husband? Aaron is too honest and straightforward to cheat on me, Maya told herself. So it must be Paige who is the pursuer. Otherwise she would not need to call and leave a message for him to call her back. Maya bristled. Let us see her push two large babies out of her body and keep that tiny figure she is using to try to lure my husband. On LinkedIn, she saw Paige worked for a law firm named Hollis & Reeves. Maya was curious why someone at a law firm was after her husband. Where did they meet? Aaron was such a homebody other than taking the boys camping or fishing. She hated the outdoors and was glad he did that with the kids, but otherwise he never really went anywhere anymore. Did he meet her on a camping trip? Maya wondered. She called up Aaron's image in her mind, a very attractive man with a slim but muscular build. At 34 to her 31, he had thick brown hair and striking brown eyes. At 5'10", Aaron ran early every morning before anyone got up and kept his weight down that way instead of using a gym. His shift manager job at the plant kept him moving anyway. He still had the same muscle tone and that deep lower V on his abs she had loved in college. Maybe Paige had met him on a run and decided to chase him? A quick check of Paige's address showed she lived nowhere near them. So a chance run-in was unlikely unless Paige was a stalker, which seemed absurd. Maya let it drop. She had enough for now and would ask Aaron later. Sitting back, she saw Zachary Ortiz, the young intern from the mailroom, drop 3 thick packets on her desk. He smiled shyly. Maya knew Zach found her attractive. She had caught him staring at her legs when he thought she was not looking. Once she saw his reflection in a window doing it while she was in jeans. But he was 18, too young for her, even if she were not married. Looking at the files, she realized it would be a long day. The county needed background checks on 12 people. The city wanted 2 clerks checked to see if they were stealing. She would need to discreetly verify bank activity. Lastly, there was a suspected hidden assets case for a family matter. It will take forever to get out of here tonight, Maya thought, and got to work. Opening the front door that night, Maya braced herself for a big argument from Aaron. While she had not expected him to start in on her, it felt like all he did lately was harp and criticize. But Aaron was sitting in the living room and did not even look up as she closed the door. Saying a quick, silent prayer of thanks for being ignored, Maya walked into the kitchen. Aaron had cleaned up from breakfast. He must have fed the kids, too. It was after 10, and they should be in bed. Unsurprised to find no leftovers for her, she fixed a cold turkey sandwich and grabbed a bottled water, then walked into the living room to sit with her husband for a bit. He was watching some outdoor show boring to her. Is there anything else on? Maybe American Idol? Maya asked between bites. Aaron said nothing, tossed her the remote, stood, and left the room. She heard him go into the kitchen, then the connecting door to the garage open and close. What a scumsucker, Maya thought as she started channel surfing. Wednesday afternoon at work, Maya got the call she expected. Hey girl, you on for tonight? I know where there is a late cast party. We can hit a few bars before that, and then hang out with the cast afterward, said Tessa. Maya smiled. Of course. I am always up for a good party. Who is going to be there? We will hit O'Malley's first Wednesday is beer night and ladies drink free. Then Stacy's for some light dancing. By midnight the cast party should be rolling. We can make a good entrance and be seen by most of the major players. Cassidy, that underwear model friend of mine, will be there. Victor Hale, the radio guy, too. You think that deep voice is sexy? Wait till you see him. A few others you should meet as well. Tessa laughed. Great. Pick me up at 7:30, Maya said. Is Aaron still harping on you for going out and unwinding? Tessa asked. Not really, mainly because we barely talk anymore. He either ignores me or goes into the garage to work on that wood-carving hobby of his, Maya said. Good. See you then, Tessa said, disconnecting. Maya smiled at the upcoming excitement. She had felt in a rut before Tessa reconnected with her. Back in college, Tessa had been a mousy girl with big glasses and no sense of style, painfully shy, quiet, barely talking to anyone. The summer before senior year, she got LASIK, which made her crystal blue eyes stand out. She opened up, gained confidence, and started expressing it. Suddenly boys were tripping over themselves to talk to her. A year earlier, Maya had met Aaron finishing some management courses. It helped that Tessa started dating. After Maya made Aaron her steady boyfriend, she had less time to hang out. As a comp sci major, Maya was short on time. In the last decade, Tessa had changed even more, dropped some weight, learned how to dress. She now did light modeling, low-end magazines, flyers, and a few catalogs for Victoria's Secret. God knew she had the body for it, Maya thought. Maya remembered when Tessa first called a little over 7 months ago, and she mentioned it to Aaron. The family sat at dinner when she brought up the earlier call. Hey, you will never guess who called me today, Maya said. Who was that, honey? Aaron asked. Tessa Quinn, Maya said. You mean your college roommate, the redhead with the big glasses and baggy clothes? She barely said 2 words to me when I picked you up for dates. Every time I turned around on campus, there she was. I tried to help her self-esteem with compliments, but she would not meet me halfway. What is she up to? Aaron asked. She did not talk to you because she thought you were cute and did not know how, Maya said, smiling. Aaron smiled back. So what is she doing now? Some light fashion modeling, Maya said. Oh really? Anything I have seen? Aaron asked. Nothing I am letting you see, Maya said, smiling. That bad? No, mostly underwear and lingerie. Some of it is a bit risque, if you know what I mean. Since she has never had kids, she still has the figure for it. And I do not want to be compared to her, Maya said. Hey, your figure is impressive, and you know it. It is all I can do to wait until the kids are asleep sometimes. I love getting my hands on you every chance I get, Aaron said with a leer. Maya laughed as the boys made faces, pretending they were not listening. Nothing freaks boys out more than hearing their father talk about touching their mother. I miss those times, Maya thought now. We did not fight so much. We were happier. Why does Aaron hate letting me have a little fun? I will not be young forever, and I need it after a hard day behind a computer. Later that night, Maya snuck in around 4:10 a.m. After being out with Tessa. She looked into the living room at the sleeping form of her husband. She was sure he was awake, but she was content to let him pretend. She did not want the confrontation she knew was coming. She just wanted sleep before work. Sneaking past, she held her 4-inch heels in her hands as she climbed the stairs, wearing a short red skirt and a black blouse unbuttoned midway down her chest. The pearl necklace she wore hung just above the valley of her full frame. She had been wearing a bra when she went out, but Tessa convinced her to live a little and take it off. They tossed their bras out the car windows before the party. The only underwear she wore was a sample thong Tessa got from a new designer, so sheer and brief it felt like nothing and left no visible lines. Maya felt a thrill at the attention she drew moving through the room, noticing several men subtly adjusting their positions to glimpse her. Their attempts to appear casual were obvious. Now, as she headed up the stairs to bed, she tried not to draw Aaron's attention or invite comments. She did not feel truly drunk, but she had a pleasant buzz. Closing the bedroom door and undressing, she slipped into bed wearing only her new sheer panties. Morning came earlier than she wanted. She would certainly be late. It was 10 minutes to 9, and she was still lying on top of the bed. Maya hated starting a Monday like this, but last night's party had been wild, and she did not want to miss it. She did her ritual of aspirin and water and dragged herself toward the bathroom when the bedroom phone rang. She let the answering machine take it. Last night, Tessa had suggested another party tonight, and Maya accepted. She knew she would have to skip her gym lunch again and hustle to make up the time once she finally got to work. Just as she reached the bathroom door, the machine picked up. "Hey, Aaron, this is Elliot Grant of the Alastair Group. I have the information you wanted about your portfolio. If you do what you are planning, you are going to lose your shirt on a few investments, but you are the client, so you split them however you want. Call me and we will discuss options." Maya stopped and looked back at the machine. What was Elliot talking about? Why would Aaron be looking at their investments? Was Aaron in financial trouble? What did he need money for? Gambling. He rarely left home, maybe online. Should she check into it? Maybe he was going to buy her something. If so, why did he not talk to her before calling Elliot? She replayed the message to be sure her head still pounded and the aspirin had not kicked in. There was another message Aaron had forgotten to erase. Their machine required playing all saved messages in order. She listened. The voice sounded familiar, but she could not place it. The timestamp said it was from Thursday 3 weeks ago. "Aaron, I still have that finished report you requested, but I think you should talk to someone else first. I will forward you their name. After you talk with him, tell me what you want to do or where to send it, and I will get it to you," said the unknown voice. Ignoring the cryptic note, Maya replayed Elliot's message again, then started for the bathroom. She lathered her hair with shampoo and switched to a cinnamon-scented body wash. A mental light bulb suddenly went off. Wide-eyed, Maya screamed, "Oh my God!" Leaping out of the shower dripping wet and still covered in soap, she dashed toward the answering machine. With trembling hands, she replayed the first message. As the voice finished, she whispered, "That was Sean Barker." She recognized him as a private investigator occasionally hired by her firm, Sentinel Investigations, when surveillance or tracking was needed, tasks not regular enough for Rutherford to keep in-house. Sentinel also handled private cases, but Rutherford kept external partners confidential. Maya had worked with Sean a few times, but not enough to instantly recognize his voice. Standing there drenched, her mind assembled fragments. She did not like where the trail led. "I need to find out what type of law Hollis and Reeves practices," Maya said, racing out of the room buck naked. Her lack of attire did not register as she hurried into the family's computer nook. She had her own laptop, but in her excitement, she did not think to pull it from its bag. Firing up the PC, she looked up Hollis and Reeves. Her hands shook so badly she had to type it multiple times. To her horror, they specialized in divorce law. Dreading the next steps, she started making calls. With each call, her voice grew shakier and quieter. More than once, the person asked her to speak up. She found Aaron had changed his life insurance beneficiaries to only the boys. He had removed his name from her car's policy and removed her as an authorized driver on his, switching through Allstate. All their joint credit cards had balances paid and accounts closed. Thankfully, they were low, but still closed. Her personal card was untouched. When she called about the mortgage, an eager representative told her the paperwork to put the house exclusively in her name was ready whenever she came in to sign. Maya hung up without saying goodbye. Hands shaking so badly, she had to sit with her eyes closed. She nearly mistyped her password the maximum times on their online banking. She did not need a reset with Bank of America. Doing quick mental math, adding her company deposit and Aaron's normal deposit, she saw the balance was far less than expected. In the history, she saw that 4 weeks ago Aaron moved half their funds into an account she had no access to, the last 4 digits visible in the trail. In savings, he did the same. Aaron had also stopped depositing his paychecks into their joint account 4 weeks ago about the time he moved half the money. Starting to wail, arms wrapped around herself, tears racing down her face, Maya realized the pieces were in place. There was only one conclusion: Aaron was divorcing her. She did not know how long she sat and rocked as she cried. About 30 minutes. It was now nearly 11:15. She called her office and spoke to her supervisor. Apologizing for not showing up, she asked for a few days of sick leave. She had not taken a single sick day in 9 years. Jake, her direct supervisor, granted the time and said he would square it in the system. He remembered that during Nate's birth, Maya had taken her laptop to the hospital and done a bit of system work to retrieve needed info. They had not expected progress, but got an email announcing the birth and attaching the client data. Jake was impressed with her dedication and gave the time off. With time secured, Maya knew she needed to dig further to stop the divorce. She could not believe Aaron would divorce her over a few arguments. Why throw away 11 years together over that? She needed more information. She decided to look for anything Aaron might have done on the PC. Was he cheating? Before today, Maya would have said never. But before today, she would have said he would never divorce her either. With tears still breaking free, she started looking. Aaron was a creature of habit, meticulous. He planned his work and worked his plan. If she could find his notes, she might understand what was going on. First, she unhid the hard drive. Most people did not realize hidden and system files could be found that way. She found a large folder that was password protected. That did not make sense. Aaron was not that computer savvy, limited to Microsoft Office and email. But someone had clearly locked and encrypted the folder. Trying a few obvious passwords, she realized she had no idea what it could be. Though she did not do it often, she had the tools to crack it. Her job sometimes required that. Off the books. Most men never seemed to realize people were always listening, and that if you added an attractive woman, they shared things they should not. Maya learned that early while learning basics, later mastering tough tracking without resorting to looks. She was good at what she did. Even though she had male friends and a few boyfriends, in college, Aaron was different. He looked her in the eyes when they talked, not at her body. He asked questions, listened, and offered suggestions. He made her feel like the most important person in the world. By the end of their first date, Maya knew she would marry him. At the time, Aaron was working second and third shift at the plant and going to college by day. The company paid for his degree. As thoughts returned to Aaron and their life, the tears started again. Wiping her eyes, she thought about the problem. Sure, she had the tools to crack the encryption, but that might take weeks' time she might not have. Then she noticed another folder in the same directory, their NetWatcher program for the kids. While they trusted the boys, both parents agreed to make it a little harder to do the wrong thing. The watcher also came with a keylogger. Maya had forgotten she installed it. Since she had, she would not need to guess or crack the password. She was sure Aaron did not know about it. She had never mentioned that part. Firing up the program, she quickly located the captured password for that folder. Maya gasped aloud as she read it. Mike304 wife. What is he talking about? I have never cheated on him. Not once, she thought angrily, typing the password. The folder opened to another folder named WIP and a series of JPGs underneath. To Aaron, WIP meant work in progress. Opening the first picture, Maya was not sure if she would throw up or pass out. It was a photo of her in what looked like a compromising position. Checking another, she saw she was the subject again. There were 30 to 40 pictures. She flipped through them. She stopped at one. She could not place the man she was with. It showed her rubbing her backside up against a man, looking like she was having the time of her life, arms raised above her head, laughing. Then it came to her, that dance contest at Luna Lounge 5 months ago. She remembered having a lot to drink, but she did not think she was so far gone that she would forget something like that. There had been about 60 couples. Judges did a tap-out style elimination. She was surprised how quickly some good dancers disappeared. She remembered dancing with a friend of Tessa's who was very good, but this man was not that friend. She and her partner took first place. After, she danced solo in front of the crowd as the winner. Tessa had egged her on to show what she had. Her winning dance was suggestive. In her defense, she had had a bit too much to drink. As bad as that was, the next photo was worse. Her head thrown back, laughing. A man close to her neck looked like he was nuzzling as he pulled her in. But that picture was out of context. Maya's mind went back. Hey, girlfriend, you having a good time? Tessa asked, finding Maya off to the side. Of course, Maya smiled. Tessa stood with friends during the contest. After Maya's solo, a few men tried to get close, but she steered them away. She did not want to let them believe anything was happening. A couple got grabby. She handled it. She would only dance fast songs that let her keep distance. Slow songs were too personal. She only danced those with her husband. At one point, they took a break, got drinks, and stood near a few of Tessa's friends. Tessa told a Jim joke. For some reason, the alcohol and the moment, it was the funniest thing Maya had heard. Laughing with her eyes closed and head back, one of Tessa's model friends tried to lean in and kiss her neck. Maya reached around him and poured her drink down his collar. He jumped back. Everyone laughed. He pulled off his shirt. While he looked good, she had no interest. Do not do that. Please do not touch me like that. I am not doing anything like that with you or anyone, Maya said firmly. Tessa laughed, pulled Maya away, and they found other partners on the other side of the room. Maya had not thought about it again until now. Now, the still photo looked like she was coupled up with him. Another photo showed her seated at a table with her head back, while a man looked like he was kissing her. His hand seemed on her right knee. She thought hard. It was the dress and the room that told her when it happened. She had too much to drink and was trying to slow down. A man sat next to her, leaned close to talk, and asked if she was okay. From the photo's angle, it looked like they were making out, but they were not. He was just talking. She had not realized his hand was on her leg. It was not anything intimate in nature. There were many taken at angles that made it look like whenever she and Tessa went out, they were either picking up men or being picked up. With shaking hands, she had to stop. She grabbed one hand with the other to steady herself and stared at the screen. Why is someone out to ruin my marriage? This does not look like Sean's work. He is a professional. He would document clearly to avoid misunderstandings, she thought. In the folder, she found a single Excel sheet with things only Aaron understood, his cryptic shorthand. A few entries still disturbed her. One was labeled, "Last time we were intimate," with a date over 4 months old. Has it been that long? She was sure it was more recent, but try as she might, she could not remember. They had a robust life before they started fighting. But drinking made her happy while lowering her drive. When her drive was up, they were fighting or avoiding each other. If it bothered him so much, why had he not said something? Other entries listed which items to pay off, when to do it, and when to expect accounts to close. There were entries to call the PI and when to call the law firm. Why did he not say something to me? Why did he not ask me about these pictures? I could have explained. Why did he become such a jerk about it? Maya thought, then a buried memory surfaced, a little over 5 months ago. Aaron, I am going out with Tessa tonight. Do not wait up, Maya said, kissing him and heading for the door. She missed that he did not kiss back. When she touched him, he went stiff. Dressed like that. What time can I expect you? Aaron asked softly. I'm not sure. Tessa has a few friends she wants to introduce me to. She knows a lot of local personalities. Maya smiled. Maya, are you doing anything I need to know about anything I would have a problem with? Anything you might not do if I were with you? Aaron asked quietly. Maya stopped smiling, stared at him, and did not like where this was going. What are you getting at? Can I be trusted? I am not property. I can have friends and a life outside home. I just want some time to unwind. You did not have a problem a few weeks ago, she said. I am not saying you cannot go out. I am asking if you are doing anything questionable that a wife and mother of 2 should not be doing. Is there another man or men you are seeing? Someone you are in a hurry to go meet? Aaron asked quietly. I cannot believe you are asking that. I cannot believe you are calling me someone who would go with just any man, Maya said angrily. A car honked outside. I will be back when I feel like it, she snapped, heading out. She never saw the sadness cross his face. He did ask me variations of those questions every time I went out. After that night, I ignored him and refused to answer. Later, we fought about everything. I did not know he was trying to give me a chance to clear things up without accusing me, Maya thought. She recalled that earlier fights were not so much about going out as about whether she was doing things she should not. He was trying to give her a way out, but she misread it as jealousy. Who was sending him these pictures? She remembered what Sean said about sending something. Did that mean someone else was sending things too? She needed to check Aaron's email. Switching to his email, she was surprised to see it now had a password. One house rule: no passwords on family email, even for the kids, and the parents followed it to show solidarity. Using the keylogger captures, she typed it in. It turned out to be the same as the folder. Inside, she found an entire folder dedicated to her, named My Wife, The Cheating 304. There were hundreds of emails. Spot checking. All the ones she read pointed out times and dates she was out and possibly doing something questionable, who she was with, which star, sports figure, or local personality, how someone had a hand on her, and how she reacted with joy. The emails made her seem like a swooning groupie who could not get enough around well-known people. That was not true. She would not let anyone touch her in a suggestive way. She would not betray her husband or her vows. She was just out to unwind. But someone was making it look like she was a cheating 304. Tired of reading, she sorted by attachments. She needed something substantive. The largest file was an AVI from Sparker at Sentinel Investigations. Come, from Sean Barker. Maya hoped it would vindicate her. Opening the email, she saw a huge file and a body listing times and dates. Subject 1 and Subject 2 entered a room, times shown, how long he waited, then when they exited. It noted he edited for length, but left timestamps. The final report had complete, unedited footage available on request. It mentioned two other subjects, Subjects 3 and 4, who entered immediately with Subjects 1 and 2. Why would Sean write down when I entered a dance club where people obviously dance, she wondered. Did Aaron pay him to literally sit outside and log my entry and exit? With trembling hands, she clicked the attachment. The next thing she knew, she was on the floor, lightheaded, the room spinning. She must have clipped her head on the desk when she passed out. She felt for a bump, only throbbing. Climbing back into the chair, she saw the player window black. The file had finished. It was 2:10 p.m. now. Openly weeping, she clicked play again and watched, her right hand over her mouth to stifle cries. On the screen, she and Tessa laughing and giggling in a hallway, going into Tessa's apartment. Behind them, two of Tessa's model friends, Victor Hale and Damon Price, followed them inside. Maya remembered that night almost 4 months ago, right around the date Aaron logged as their last intimacy. She and Tessa had gone up so Tessa could grab something, and the two men followed, saying it was for safety. Once inside, Tessa and Victor started getting close and quickly went into Tessa's room, closing the door. Maya just wanted to be left alone and lay on the couch. Damon tried to chat her up. Maya ignored him. She remembered lying lengthwise on the couch to keep him from sitting with her. She was pretty sure Tessa and Victor were getting intimate. Tessa got flirty if she had too much champagne, and she had already had 3 flutes before going upstairs. If Maya had been thinking clearly, she would not have followed Tessa up, but she did not know anyone else at the party in Tessa's building and did not want to be left alone. While waiting, she remembered Damon was so insistent she had to kick him in the stomach from her prone position. She wished she had left her heels on. After he got up and shot her a dirty look, he went and knocked on Tessa's door, then went in without waiting. She must have dozed off, because next thing she knew, Tessa was shaking her awake. As she followed Tessa out, Maya was adjusting the badly wrinkled dress she had slept in. But on the screen, it looked different. As she exited Tessa's apartment, she was tugging her skirt back into position and smoothing bed hair. Worse, both men exited before her, and Tessa stopped and high-fived each other in the hallway. The clip showed they had been inside just under 2 hours. The edit showed them entering, a stretch with no one leaving, then the men exiting, then Tessa and Maya 2 minutes later with Maya fixing her clothes. Oh God, I am sunk. Aaron will never believe I have not been cheating, not with all those late nights. With this proof, even I would not believe me, Maya thought. He will not believe me, not after he gave me all those chances to clear the air, and it looks like I dodged him. I just know I have lost him. I have lost him and my family, thought Maya as she broke down and started weeping again. By 3:15 p.m., Maya had pretty much cried herself out. Realizing that her sons should have been home by now, she raced upstairs to get dressed. She had been sitting naked in her home all day. At some point, the body wash and shampoo had dried onto her skin. Jumping into the shower, she started crying again and could not seem to stop herself. She tried hard to scrub herself clean, but no matter what she did, she still felt dirty. She eventually stopped and quickly dried off. Soon she was sitting in the living room, dressed in a sleeveless white cotton blouse and blue jeans. She knew that Aaron liked this blouse on her because of its deep, plunging neckline and tightly cinched waist. She also knew he liked these jeans on her. They were not the standard mom jeans some mothers wore. At 5:30, she was nervous because not only had the boys not come home, but Aaron was not in from work. She watched out the window, but they did not get off the bus to go to the neighbor's house like they were supposed to. She thought, did I have it wrong? Did Aaron get the boys earlier and take them somewhere? Maya normally got home well after Aaron, so she had no idea what their full routine looked like now. Grabbing her iPhone, Maya pulled up Aaron's cell number. The smiling contact photo she used for him warmed and hurt her at the same time. Starting to cry again, she tried to hold the phone to her ear with trembling hands. She had to use both hands to manage it. The call connected. For a moment, there was only silence. Then Maya heard a gruff, "Yeah?" Maya would know that voice anywhere. "Aaron, honey, where are you?" she asked softly. "It is the boys' day for Little League. My company sponsors their league, remember?" Aaron's voice held an accusatory edge. "Oh yeah, I forgot. When are you coming home? Are you coming home for dinner?" Maya asked, soft and unsteady. "Do you not have somewhere else you need to be? Why are you not asking Tessa about your plans for the evening? She seems to have more influence over your actions than anyone else you personally know ever did," Aaron said, his tone sharp. "Honey, please. I am sorry, I really am," Maya whispered into the phone. "Just what are you sorry for? I mean, there is so much that you know what? I do not even care anymore, Maya. Did you need anything else?" Aaron asked gruffly. "No, not really, Aaron. But Aaron, I love you. I love you more than my own life," Maya said softly as tears rolled down her cheeks. "Yeah," Aaron said, and then he hung up. Crying hard again, Maya realized that Aaron had not answered her question about dinner. Now that she thought about it, she was sure that after practice Aaron always mentioned taking the kids out for a treat, whether they wanted it or not. He might not have told her where they were going tonight to keep her from joining them. Did that mean she was already no longer part of his life? Had he moved on and no longer wanted her? Was it already too late for them? But she had not done anything. She was innocent of the accusations. She had not cheated. As she thought about it, she realized that, at the very most, she was guilty of ignoring her family to have a good time. Should she lose her family for that selfish mistake, a mistake someone had exploited to make it look like she was abusing her husband's trust? Maya sat quietly in the living room until everyone came home. It had long since grown dark, but she could not make herself turn on the lights. At the sound of excited voices, she looked expectantly toward the door as it opened. Everyone was talking about Nate hitting a solo home run to end the game. At that, Maya felt a stab of guilt. Her son had a big night, and she was not there to see it. She had not even known she had previously made plans to go out later with Tessa. What other moments had she been missing? When Caleb flipped on the living room light, he jumped a mile as he caught his breath. No one expected her to be sitting quietly in the dark. "Hey guys, how was the game?" Maya asked quietly as everyone stopped and stared. She tried to smile, but she was dying inside. Nate and Caleb looked at her with a mixture of shock and surprise. Aaron looked at her with barely hidden scorn and disgust. How did I miss that? Maya thought. How did I miss how my family looks at me lately? Looking back, she realized Aaron had been giving her that look for months, but she thought it was because he was upset about losing the fight to make her stay home. Now she realized it was because he believed she was stepping out on him. "Have you guys eaten? Are you hungry?" Maya asked, giving them a timid smile. Since no one answered her first question, she tried another. "We are good. We ate already, Mom," Caleb said, giving his dad and brother a strange look. "Boys, go up and get your baths, then get out your homework. You got some of it done at the park, but I still need to check it," Aaron said. "I can help. What subjects did they not finish?" Maya asked softly. Again, everyone stared at her in surprise. Have I really been that hard to live with lately? She thought, her insides going cold. Sure, Mom. We are working on using Microsoft Office in school, and I just need to show how to build a formula from the examples in Excel. I finished everything else, Caleb said, watching his mother with uncertainty. I am good, Mom. Dad already helped me, Nate said, turning and heading upstairs without looking back. Soon it was only Maya and Aaron. He watched the boys go up the stairs. She watched him. Once he heard a faucet start for the bath, he seemed to relax until he turned and saw Maya watching. She could see him tighten up like a coiled spring as he walked into the kitchen. Maya followed and watched him get a glass, pull apple juice from the fridge, and pour. She waited until he set the container back before she approached. Aaron, can we talk? I mean, really talk? Maya asked softly, reaching to touch his arm. He jerked away, juice splashed onto his shirt. No, I have been trying to talk to you for months, and now I believe we have said all that needs to be said. I am tired of arguing, and now it no longer matters, Aaron said, pulling his shirt over his head and heading for the laundry door. Maya felt her breath catch as he did. She watched his form as he went into the garage. How could she have gone so long without his touch? Why had she waited for him to seek her out instead of going to him? Why had she let herself get to the point of drinking so much that she no longer remembered the last time she had felt close to him? She started after him, but heard him lock the door, then a soft thump as his back hit it. Maya desperately wanted his touch now, but he locked himself away to prevent that. She waited for him to come back, but he never did. She thought about going outside and coming in through the garage door, but Caleb came down and waited at the family PC to finish his homework. Of the two boys, Caleb was the one who shared her deep interest in computers. Tessa showed up at 9:10 to pick Maya up, but Maya went out and told her she did not feel well and was staying home. Tessa acted worried and said she would call later to check on her. Waiting up until 11:10, Maya realized Aaron would stay in the garage as long as she remained downstairs. She had to find a way to make him understand, but she currently had no way to prove her innocence. Going up to bed, Maya lay on top of the covers and cried softly until she fell asleep. About 2:20 a.m., a nightmare woke her. She reached for Aaron's side of the bed. Grabbing empty air, she realized he was not there. Getting up, she went downstairs and saw Aaron sprawled on the couch. Normally, the couch was not big enough for two. Not wanting to wake him and risk him fleeing again, she lay on the floor in front of the couch and soon fell asleep. It was the most peaceful she had been in a long time. Maya came awake with a start. She was now on the couch and covered by a blanket. At some point, Aaron had picked her up and put her there. Looking around, she saw that everyone had already left. She was alone. Already having the day off, Maya again went through Aaron's hidden files and all the emails. She came to the same conclusion: she was sunk. Maya did not eat all day as she examined the evidence against her. Someone had stitched her up pretty thoroughly, and she needed to know everything to understand what she was up against. About 3 p.m., she knocked off and walked next door to Mrs. Jensen's house. Mrs. Jensen had a little girl in Nate's class and often watched the boys until either Maya or Aaron came home lately, mostly Aaron. Collecting the boys, Maya took them home and talked with them about their day. At first, they were reserved, but they soon warmed up. As they spoke, Maya realized that because of her job and recent habits, she had not been as close as she should be. It was a shame it took something like this, coming right at the edge of her marriage, to show her what she was missing. Soon they finished, and Maya and the boys made dinner. They were still seated at the table, laughing and talking, when Aaron came home. "Hi, honey," Maya said quietly, looking up to see him watching them. She looked at Aaron hopefully. She wanted him to respond positively to her new efforts. He grunted as he moved through the house to get away from her. Maya was upset, but she now knew what she was up against. She knew Aaron was hurt by what appeared to be a deep betrayal. She had to win him back at all cost. After dinner, Aaron checked homework even though Maya had said she already helped. Then he sat and talked with the kids about their day. Maya sat at the table with them but did not interrupt, and she noticed that Aaron seemed a little less tightly wound in her presence. As long as she did not force her way into the conversation, he did not react negatively. Soon it was time for the boys to go to bed, and they said goodnight. Tessa called to check on Maya, but when Maya answered from the kitchen, she could see Aaron's profile set hard in the living room chair. Maya told Tessa she was not up for any more parties or clubbing and doubted she would be again. Tessa sounded surprised and said she would call later. Watching Aaron for a minute, Maya slowly walked around the furniture and, coming up behind him, she quickly sat in his lap, put her arms around him, and held on for dear life. "What do you think you are doing?" Aaron asked in anger, poised to jump up. "Please do not. Please let me stay. I am your wife. I need this, please," Maya said, anguished. Aaron was mad, but he could hear the pain in her voice. Something about it made him feel bad. Settling back down, he let her hold him. After an hour with Maya, keeping her face buried against his chest, she fell asleep. As he looked down at his sleeping wife, he wondered why things had gone so wrong. Was he not enough? Had he not tried to do all he could for her? If it was not enough, She could have told him, he would have tried to change. Why had it ever seemed like she was stepping out on him? Thankfully, he had tested clean for various STIs. The last test result would take a couple of months to return. Even as angry as he had been, Aaron could not help stroking her hair. He had always loved the feel of it. When they split, he hoped she would not fight him over shared custody. At his touch, Maya murmured, "Aaron, I love you so much. I swear I only love you and no one else." Then tried to snuggle closer. He stiffened, but as she settled, he looked at her face again. It was the face of the woman he had loved more than anything in the world. He still did not believe he could trust her, but his resolve was wavering. Before he realized it, Aaron also fell asleep. He had been sleeping badly for months, and he had not realized how much he missed his other half. That night was the best sleep either had had in months. Maya called in sick for a third day. Her supervisor told her she could only take 4 days. Anything after would put her on short-term disability. She asked if he could move the last 2 days of the week to vacation time, so she could get them off too. She needed time to fix a family matter. It was life and death to her. Jake, her supervisor, agreed. After she hung up, a question kept bothering her. How did someone know when to take those pictures? How did they know when to disrupt her life? Most of all, who was doing it? Now that she was past the initial shock, she was seething. Someone was tearing her away from her family, and she was not going to put up with it. No one was getting between her and her family without a fight. Firing up her work laptop, she started reviewing the emails again. Whoever it was had used Gmail to send the messages to Aaron, but thankfully they were not savvy enough to strip the embedded tags. Using her custom tracing software, it was easy to find the origin. They are coming locally from Spectrum, Charter, Maya thought with surprise. She could eventually find the node, but she would need to breach the ISP to see who was registered behind it. It was not like she had never done that before. Still, something tugged at the back of her mind. Looking again at Aaron's inbox, she wondered 2 things. Why did they not send it to his work PC? She would never have seen it. And how did they get Aaron's home email address? That one was not hard. Half the city used Spectrum. A search on variations of the family name could guess a likely address. It still required a lucky leap that they hit the right person married to her. As she examined the return path, the tug became insistent. Maya stopped, closed her eyes, and blanked her mind as she always did when she needed to spot a pattern. Wait, what was that email address again? She opened her eyes and focused on the from field. It read something like zmunalxlx@gmail.com. Mooning. Lost child? No, Lost Moonchild. That was the nickname they gave Tessa back in school. Because of how she dressed, everyone joked she should have been born in the 60s. She is the Lost Moonchild. It is Tessa, Maya realized. Why would Tessa do this? Why would she try to wreck me? What did I ever do to her? Having made up her mind, Maya quickly breached the local ISP. She got what she needed. The address trail pointed to Tessa's apartment. Maya was now sure who was sending Aaron the emails. But why? What did Tessa gain? Suddenly, a long-lost memory hit her. Maya, what are you doing tonight? Tessa asked quietly, sitting on Maya's bed and watching her get dressed. Aaron has the night off, and I do not have study group, so we can do something. He got us tickets to that new romance movie. I know he does not love those kinds of films, but he knows I do, so I give him a little extra appreciation while we watch. I get my movie night, and he still feels like he is getting something out of it, Maya said with a mischievous smile. I wish I could catch someone like him. He is so cute. I just wish I had gotten him first, Tessa said wistfully. I am sorry, but I do not share. Your Aaron is still out there. You just have to find him, Maya said, smiling at her friend. True, but he still would not be Aaron. He is the only guy who ever noticed me and complimented me. He always made me feel pretty and seen, Tessa said softly. When you find the right guy, it will not matter who he is like. All you will care about is that he is yours. Just so you know, I kissed a lot of frogs before I found my Aaron. You will probably have to do the same, Maya said, heading for the door. Maya missed the look of envy on her friend's face as she left. I will be back late. Do not wait up, she called. Maya was angry at herself as that memory flashed back. What is wrong with me? Why do I keep missing how everyone around me is feeling? The more she thought about it, the more it made sense. Tessa had been in love with Aaron back in college, but never acted. Now she was acting, and in doing so she was destroying Maya's family. With all those people around, I never noticed if it was them or someone else filming, Maya realized. Now I know who set me up. I have to fix this. As angry as she was, Maya knew if Tessa cost her Aaron, she might do something she would regret. She also realized Tessa was trying to maneuver herself to pick up the pieces after a divorce, fantasizing that Aaron would leave Maya for her. What Tessa did not understand was that Aaron would blame her too for enabling the mess and keeping Maya out so late. Quickly getting dressed, Maya raced to her car, tossed her laptop bag in the back seat, and headed for Tessa's. Tessa had been at a party the night before and did not have another modeling job until the weekend, so she should be either in bed or just getting up. Racing up to Tessa's apartment, Maya knocked hard. Just as she did, an idea hit her. She might confront Tessa, but without proof, she still could not prove her innocence. If she used her brain, she might fix this. "Hey girl, what is up? We missed you last night. Carlton, Scott, Zach, and Corey asked about you. You know they love to watch you shake that moneymaker," Tessa said with a sleepy smile, opening the door. "Well, I need to spend some time at home with the old ball and chain. Hey, let me feed the meter and I will be right back." "I was not sure you were up yet," Maya said, then hustled away. Back at her car, she searched her bag until she found what she wanted, a small digital recorder she always kept on her. She also grabbed a USB drive with a few tools. Pocketing both, Maya returned. The door was left open a crack. "Hey girl, I am back," Maya said, closing the door. "So what do you want to do today?" Tessa called from her room. "I took the day off to hang out with you. I thought we could grab a new dress, maybe something the boys have not seen yet." "Sounds like fun. Let me grab a quick shower. I know just where to go," Tessa said. "Can I use your laptop to check my email real fast?" Maya asked. "Sure, it is on the table," Tessa answered as the shower started. Maya flipped it open. The email client was password protected. Checking the drive, she found a folder she could not access. With no time to go deep, she installed a discrete keylogger so she could pull credentials later. Then she installed LogMeIn Pro Trial to enable remote access and Wake on LAN. Thankfully, Tessa's machine supported it. She set everything to run quietly in the background, and to stop if Tessa found the hidden file by then, the keylogger would have captured the password anyway. Maya had just closed the lid when Tessa exited the bedroom, dressed in a tight green blouse and black skinny jeans that hugged her curves. Maya did not feel like mirroring her. She wore loose jeans and a slightly baggy brown button-up. For some reason, dressing like before suddenly had no appeal. As they started for the door, Maya watched Tessa and wondered, why was I so determined to make sure other men found me as attractive as they found her? It was not like I was going to let them have a shot. Thanks to that desire, I might lose Aaron, the only one I ever wanted to see me that way. It was fine for Tessa to act like she was on the prowl. She owed no one anything. But every time Maya left the house that way with Tessa, everyone assumed the same about her. At first, Aaron was upset but tried to hide it. Later, when he was sure she was cheating, he looked at her with disgust. Why had she been so determined to do what she wanted at the cost of her husband's respect? If she could get out from under this, Maya swore she would never put herself in a situation like this again. After a few shops, Maya palmed the recorder as they sat in the food court. Even though it had noise canceling, she kept her hands between them. "Hey, Tessa, remember that night when Damon and Victor followed us up to your apartment? He kept trying to touch me, so I had to make it crystal clear to get him to stop. What happened after I made Damon back off?" Maya asked. "Girl, let me tell you, you do not know what you missed," Tessa grinned. "He said you caught him so hard he could taste his kidneys. He only wanted a little kiss, but you hit like a mule. I, on the other hand, made him feel better than Damon, and Victor took very good care of me." "Yeah, well, I wish I had kept my heels on," Maya said. "I told him no and to stop, but he would not listen. My God, with the heels you might have killed him. You already left a wicked bruise," Tessa laughed. Maya laughed with her, but inside she was still seething. "So you want to come out tonight? Some of those clothes you picked would look great. Not to mention that underwear, you should wear that and give some hot guy a heart attack," Tessa teased. "I cannot. I took off work today, but I need to fix a few things first. I am saving those for a special occasion," Maya smiled. "Girl, you are always saving yourself for a special occasion," Tessa said. "Some of my friends wonder if you are into girls because you never let anyone touch you, but the women have even less luck than the men." "Nope. I just love my husband far more than I want some stranger to touch me," Maya said, smiling. Finished shopping, they returned to Tessa's place. Excusing herself, Maya headed home to get back before the boys or Erin did. Hiding her purchases, she busied herself cleaning. She picked up the boys from the neighbor again. They were surprised she was home twice in 1 week to get them. They helped with dinner, and they were sitting and talking when Erin came home. "Hi, honey," was all Maya said softly. "Hello," was all Erin said as he moved through the kitchen. He was still upset, but it was the first time he had said something without a double-meaning barb. A small start, but a start. "If you clean up, the boys and I have dinner ready," Maya said softly. Erin grunted and went to wash up. Dinner was good, but as soon as it was over he washed the dishes and went into the garage. She heard the door lock. At least he had not bitten her head off, and he had not made hidden references to her supposed cheating. Now that she knew what he had been asking all along, she realized he had been trying to tell her, for a while, that he was aware of what he thought she was doing. "I will prove to him I am not guilty," Maya thought sadly, but with conviction. After dinner, Maya took her laptop up to bed. She set her alarm for 5 a.m. and tried to sleep. It felt like she had barely closed her eyes when the alarm went off. She sat up and powered on. She heard the front door close as Erin left for his run. On Log Me In, Maya set options to blank the remote screen in case Tessa looked while Maya was connected. She hoped to get proof before Erin returned. For the first time since this began, Maya got a break. On Tessa's laptop, she saw that earlier Tessa had somehow gotten a shot of Maya trying on a short black one-piece dress Maya had bought. Later, Tessa had a picture of Maya purchasing sheer, matching black underwear to go with it. Maya had no idea when Tessa had time to call someone to trail them for photos, but because Tessa had sent another email to Erin with those pictures last night, Maya now had the passwords she needed to open the locked folder in Tessa's email. Reading the latest email Tessa sent, Maya saw a single line with the pictures. "Wonder which man she is buying these for. I doubt it is you. Just you wait, you will get yours," Maya thought, and started combing everything on the laptop. It took everything she had not to shout with excitement as she found item after item to vindicate herself. "Bingo! I got her!" Finally, Maya breathed. Tessa's laptop was a gold mine. Not only proof, but various emails to her mother saying she had met the perfect man and would soon settle down with him. There were messages thanking helpers and promising favors for what they had done. There were emails to non-mutual friends saying she would soon have Maya's husband, though she did not identify him as married. "Over my dead body. You are not getting my husband," Maya thought. Making a quick disk image, she sat up straighter. It was 7 a.m. She heard the school bus pull away. Erin would soon come in to grab clothes and get ready for work. He usually made the kids breakfast and put them on the bus before showering. Putting on her robe, Maya waited. When Erin came in wearing a tank top and running shorts, Maya ran to him and held him close. "Erin, we need to talk. I know you were planning to divorce me, but it is not what you think. I am innocent," Maya said, trying to meet his eyes. "I cannot go on like this," Erin said. "I forgot what you do for a living. I thought I was careful enough to keep it from you, but you are one of the best for a reason. If you know I am divorcing you, then you must also know why. Give me 5 minutes. Just 5. If I cannot convince you I am innocent in that time, it will not matter anymore. If you ever loved me, give me those 5 to prove it," Maya pleaded. Erin tried to look away, but she was insistent. He finally gave in. "Fine. You have 10. You had better make them count. But you need more than your word. It will not just believe anything you say." "Erin, I have never lied to you. While it may look like I broke your trust, have I ever lied to you?" Maya asked softly. "No. I cannot say I have ever caught you in a lie," he admitted. "Then give me the benefit of that doubt now," Maya said, taking his hand. He stiffened, but did not pull away. She sat him on the bed, opened her laptop, and set it on his lap, then sat beside him. "Does this picture look familiar?" "Yes," Erin growled, glancing at her. "It is not what you think. Each of these pictures is either something innocent or something I did not participate in, even though I am getting all the blame. For example, this one shows me dancing with a man, but it was during a contest. Another man must have moved behind me while we were on the floor. We were listening to whatever was played and matching it to win everything from 60s to hip-hop. I entered because I love to dance, and it was one where I did not have to touch my partner. I did not start with this man behind me, nor do I know who he was." This was cropped from a larger shot. She pulled up the full frame, showing her facing her actual partner. Erin looked surprised to see the wider version. And here this is two separate photos combined to make it look like I was under a table with a man. In the first, I am clearly sitting and eating. In the second, I had ducked under the table, but if you look closely, you can see my arm reaching just under the tablecloth for my fallen fork. She enlarged the portion. The silver glint was visible. Aaron leaned in. He could see it now. She brought up another set. This side-by-side claims I was doing something inappropriate with Tom Weller, the sportscaster. But look at the originals. My head is angled up, not down. His gaze is elsewhere, and the table angle makes that claim impossible. Someone cropped and paired frames to imply something that did not happen. She kept enlarging images, explaining angles, context, and how the smaller crops changed the story. One shot looked like a hand was up her dress, but in the full frame, she was turned toward another person, and the angles made the supposed reach physically impossible. Aaron watched, saying little. I hired a PI, and he showed me some of the same things, he admitted. When I first got the pictures, I did not believe it, so I hired someone. He had not noticed that Maya had long since used up her 10 minutes going over each photo. He did not care. He wanted answers. Everything he thought was wrong in their marriage was coming undone, and he wanted to save it if possible. You hired Sean Barker, Maya said softly. I could get fired for telling you this, but he is someone our firm uses. He did not give me your report, but I saw enough to know he followed me. The clip you have that looks like I had just been with someone is not what you think. She played the short video from Tessa's apartment, the one showing Victor and Damon high-fiving before Maya and Tessa exited, Maya fixing her wrinkled dress and hair from sleeping on the couch. I hate to ask this, but how do I know you and Tessa did not cook this up to make me believe it was all innocent? Aaron asked, a spike of alarm in his voice. How do I know? 2 reasons. One, you know how alcohol kills my drive. In that video, all I wanted was to lie down. When Damon tried something, I made him back off. The only person he was with was Tessa. The high five is about them, not me. I was waking up from dozing on her couch. 2, whose computer do you think we have been looking at for the last hour? Maya asked. Yours. Aaron said, skeptical. No, Tessa's. She is the one sending you these emails. She had the originals. I needed to show the full frames, otherwise anything I enlarged from your crops would be too pixelated. Maya minimized the browser to show the remote session into Tessa's laptop, then different folders, then the source paths for several images. Aaron could see it. The originals for his pictures lived on Tessa's machine. But why? What does she gain by splitting us up? Aaron asked, pacing suddenly. I saved a copy of her drive. These emails to her mom should explain it, Maya said, opening threads where Tessa described meeting the perfect man, attaching Aaron's photo, and outlining a plan to make it happen. Why did she ever think I would end up with her? Aaron muttered. I would not have touched her after thinking she helped you, after I thought you were cheating. He corrected himself mid-sentence, shame flashing across his face. He started pacing harder. Maya barely saved the laptop from a fall. We cannot let her get away with this. She almost destroyed us with some half-baked scheme just to win me away from you. She made me doubt you, made me resent you. I even had STI tests done at our family doctor. Do you know how embarrassing that was? No, she is not getting away with this, he ranted. Maya stood and put her hand to his cheek. Aaron, we cannot let her destroy us. She tried and failed. I never broke my vows, and I would not let anyone compromise them. I thought I was just having fun with a friend and meeting new people. I never once thought about being unfaithful. But now I see she used that to pull me away from you, and that part is on me. With the way I was drinking, eventually I might have unintentionally crossed a line. You even tried to get independent evidence, not just trust hers. I still painted myself in a bad light. Those were my actions, not hers. So, while I did not do anything wrong, I should have tried to see how it looked from your viewpoint. If we go after her, what do we prove that we can pile on one sad woman who made everyone as miserable as she is? Maya asked softly. You have always been too good for me, Aaron whispered. You are a better person than I have been about this. Maya pulled his head down. He tried to protest. I really need a shower after my run. But she kissed him anyway. I finally have my husband back, she murmured. Nothing else matters. They went to their room, and, with the door closed, they reconnected gently and privately. No dramatics. Just quiet closeness they had both missed. They held each other, exchanged long, reassuring kisses, and took their time. When their breathing slowed and the room stilled, they stayed wrapped together, grateful and relieved. During a quiet moment, Aaron called the plant and said he had a family emergency and needed 2 sick days. With overlapping managers, it was not a problem. When that chore was done, they returned to one another tender, unhurried, and fully present and spent the rest of the morning simply being close. Just before lunchtime, Maya sat up suddenly. "Would you take me to a matinee? There is a chick flick I really want to see, and I want it to be just us." "Of course," Aaron smiled. "You want to get out more, and I have neglected that. We will start having a couple of date nights a week, just the two of us, so you can unwind." "Thanks, honey. We really do need that time," Maya said. "Okay, go use the hall shower and take your clothes with you. I will meet you downstairs." Aaron showered, dressed, and waited. When Maya finally appeared, his heartbeat quickened. She wore the new tight black one-piece dress she had bought. She came down the stairs slowly to face him, wearing matte black pumps with ankle straps he had never seen before, clearly bought with him in mind. With her long, silky smooth legs, the whole look was complete. "How do I look?" she asked, twirling. Aaron simply pulled her close and kissed her. "Can I assume you are wearing the sheer set from that picture I received?" he teased when they broke. "If you are a good boy, as your second reward, you will find out later," Maya smiled, pulling him toward the door. "What is my first reward?" Aaron asked, curious. "I am sure you remember our college days and what I did when you took me to a movie you could not stand," she said with a playful glance. "Not the messy part this time. Just let me know when you want to thank you later." Watching his wife's swaying steps as she walked to the car, Aaron knew he was going to like the surprises today. 1 month later, they were having dinner as a family again when Maya said in passing, "I heard Tessa had to move back to the coast to be near her family. Sounds like she ran into some trouble." "Could not have happened to a nicer person," Aaron growled, then changed the subject. Maya watched him. He did not look at her any differently. He must have heard something, but if he had, he did not act like it mattered. Since she started working from home 2 days a week, Maya was more involved in her boys' lives. Originally, she had wanted to be the bigger person and let it go, but Tessa had nearly derailed her marriage. She had almost destroyed the most important thing in Maya's world. That nagged at her. Tessa soon learned something many victims of cyber mischief learn fast. If you do online banking and someone gets your account information and social security number, the damage can be staggering. It appeared that amended tax filings retroactively flagged overpayments with claimed dependents that did not exist. Penalties accrued daily from the original date. Tessa might have paid fines with modeling money if that money were still there. But it appeared that investments had been liquidated and donated in her name to the Innocence Project to help the wrongfully convicted, an eye-popping gift that made local buzz. Even a couple of hidden foreign accounts were inexplicably emptied by the same phantom. Then her credit card numbers surfaced on a zero-day IRC channel. They were maxed out in minutes. By the time Tessa realized what was happening, she faced a tangle of disputes. Not long after, a local health department notice circulated that listed a positive test attached to Tessa's name along with a sprawling, and likely inflated, list of supposed partners. Notices went out. Rumors flew. Tempers flared. A local personality whispered to the wrong person, and it spread through Tessa's circle, who supposedly started the chain. The last thing Maya did was send a short email, bounced through so many relays it was hopeless to trace. She opened the mailbox from a machine she controlled overseas just for that purpose, then deleted it. The note was brief. "Next time you want someone's husband, do not use her trade to attack her and do not get sloppy." Maya was sure Tessa knew it came from her, and that everything that happened was because Maya had countered, but there would never be proof. As Maya looked around at her family, she smiled. She was not giving this up for anyone and would fight to keep it. And if anyone ever tried to hurt her family again, she would not be nearly as nice about it. That's the end of today's story. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments. We read them all. And thanks for watching. You're always welcome here.